Zerko Corporation isn't doing well here?
No one is. I guess it looked like a promising mining planet, but the metal, I tell you, it just isn't right. I've been a mechanic my whole life, and I've never seen anything corrode as fast as Tatooine metal. It's why whoever was here before left, and why Zerka will leave, and why whoever comes next will leave.
That's all I need. Goodbye.
All right then, back to work, I guess.
I guess. I'm sure you don't need this. You'll be hearing about this in Zerka puppets. I'm not going to let this drop. You can't just murder a whole village. I don't have time to take my concerns to a corporate kiosk. I know when I'm not wanted. What's going on here? Who are you? I'm done talking in this office. They aren't interested in listening to me. I thought they'll even acknowledge I was here. Typical corporate evasion. That's what happens when you own everything. No accountability. Don't even bother bringing it up. Okay. Something sounds like it's going down.
Can I help you? These are the offices of the Zerka Corporation. I trust you have business with the company. If this is about employment, I'm afraid all regular mining positions are full. And before you ask, we are also no longer selling hunting licenses.
I want to talk about hunting licenses.
As I said, we are no longer selling them. There are too many people cavorting about outside the walls as it is.
Why would I need a license anyway?
We use them to ensure that only people judged fit by Zerka Corporation are allowed outside the city. We don't allow casual exploration because of legal concerns. Zerka Corporation takes no responsibility for loss of life on the dunes. It's just so we can keep track of people. No one leaves the city without a Zerka hunting license.
There's no way to get a license?
Well, normally we charge 200 credits, but I could make an exception if you agreed to perform a task for us. It's similar to hunting. The Sand People are becoming a problem. They destroy our sandcrawlers and kill our miners. One particular tribe is the worst. It's as if their chieftain has decided to wage war against us. I would like their attacks terminated. Bring me their gaffy sticks as proof. If you agree to do this, I'll give you a hunting license now and pay a bounty for each stick later. I'll give a bonus for the chieftains.
I'll agree to do this for you.
Excellent. Now, just so we understand each other, this is an enforceable contract. Zerka Corporation takes this very seriously. Here's your license, and a few directions. We believe one of their enclaves is in the far south of the Dune Sea. You might try following one of our sandcrawlers. They're regularly attacked. I wouldn't mind you escorting them.
Okay, I'll go get to it then.
Very good. Zerka Corporation looks forward to your future business.
Yeah, we need to get permission. Cheers, Jolie!
Greetings again from the offices of Zerka Corporation.
I'm looking for a miner named Griff.
Griff? There's no Griff here. Never heard of him. No, I don't remember a single Griff on the Zerka Corporation payroll.
Are you certain of that? I'd leave sooner if I knew.
Oh, you mean that Twi'lek? Must have slipped my mind for a second. Yes, of course I remember Griff. We hired that Twi'lek some time ago. Not a good worker, according to his crew chief. Always complaining and faking injuries to get out of work. He entered false timesheets and slept through his shifts. We even suspected him of stealing Zerka Corporation supplies, although we could never prove it.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
We would have fired him, but we needed workers. It would have been better for him if he had been fired. Then the Sand People wouldn't have gotten him.
Sand People?
He was lost in a Sand People raid we suffered not too long ago. There were prisoners taken, but our rescue parties never found anyone alive. In the end, it just wasn't cost-effective to keep searching. All miners sign a waiver absolving Zerka Corporation of liability in these circumstances.
So your workers are all expendable?
Zerka Corporation cares deeply for all of its employees. That's why we've started a bounty program to thin the Sand People numbers. We didn't find his body, so we have to assume he was taken prisoner. Whether he's still alive, I couldn't say. That's all I can tell you. I shouldn't even have said this much. This is all privileged corporate information. I could lose my job.
Never mind. I want to ask you about something else.
Very well, though I do have work to get back to.
I want to ask about Zerka Corporation.
Of course. Zerka Corporation records are available at our representative kiosk on Coruscant. Business hours, please. For your needs here, we maintain a fully stocked storehouse. Speak with Greta Holda about any purchases.
I want to ask about your activities on Kashyyyk.
I'm sorry, but day-to-day operations of Zerka Corporation outposts are fully regionalized. I have no information on Kashyyyk.
Which is very convenient if one branch is charged with misconduct.
I'm sorry. I'll have to direct you to our representative kiosk on Coruscant. Business hours only, please.
May I ask how your operations here on Tatooine are doing?
Certainly. Please pose your questions to the representative kiosk on Coruscant. Business hours, please.
Why the secrets? The company stuck you here. Tell me.
I suppose you're right. It's not like you can't tell the state of things just by looking around. Mining operations here have not been a success. The ore is substandard, and there's less of it than surveys indicated. With the Sand People raids on top of it all, it's no wonder this planet has been abandoned before.
What makes the ore substandard?
No one knows. There are odd energy fluctuations on this planet, but they defy analysis or explanation. But the effect is obvious. Ore taken from Tatooine is useless for construction. It degrades incredibly fast. Word is getting out about it, too. We're running out of buyers. Zerka Corporation is not doing well here.
Does this mean you have plans to pull out?
The company would be foolish to stay. It will be costly, but in the end, leaving will be cheaper than staying. I imagine all the heavy equipment will be abandoned. It's not worth shipping out things like sandcrawlers. Maybe the Jawas will find a use for them when we're gone. Ha! That's a laugh.
What do you mean the planet was abandoned before?
We can't ignore evidence that Anchorhead was settled more than once before, and abandoned each time. There's probably a century between each attempt, just long enough for records about why it failed to disappear. The Jawas scavenge ancient tech all the time. It's a remote world. Who knows what's here?
Let's go back to my first questions.
Very well, though I do have work to get back to.
Anything out of the ordinary happening?
I assume that by out of the ordinary you're referring to the destruction of Terrace? That is all anyone is talking about. I'm afraid Zerka Corporation is not offering any comment on those events. We wouldn't wish to anger the participants.
No desire to mistakenly associate with the leading side,
Zerka Corporation policy is not subject to your approval. It is a sound business model. Save us your commentary.
Know anything more local?
If you're looking for local events, I suggest you go to the Swoop Track, one of the few leisure industries on Tatooine. There was also a Jawa here earlier, saying something about needing help. I think he's out by the city gates. I can't be more specific about what he wanted. Our droid translators had difficulty with the message.
I have to go. Goodbye.
Farewell. Zerka Corporation welcomes your future inquiries.
Sure. Okay, mission didn't have anything to say. Yes, what is it? If this is about mining or sand people, you go to the Zerka offices. I just manage the storehouse. I want to ask about bounties. Not my affair. You want to hunt for Zerka Corporation? You talk to the protocol officer. I want to ask about Zerka Corporation. Then go ask a Zerka officer. I just collect my credits at the end of the day, just like the miners or guards. Do you know about their operations on Kashyyyk? The operations on Kashyyyk are in more trouble than you or I could ever give them. Of course, they would never admit that. I don't much care about how Zerka operates, but I get a chuckle out of anything that gives them grief. How do you think they're doing here on Tatooine? Doesn't matter what I think. Maybe they'll pull out, maybe they won't. I'll man the store on the next drop. Let's go back to my first questions. Very well, though I do have work to get back to. Anything out of the ordinary happening? Well, it's odd that I'm talking to the Manon Sector Champion, but with Taris gone, you likely don't have much choice about where to race. What about local events? Don't care about them. I stay in the Zerka compound. We could be on a pledge boat for all I care or know. What about your opinions on Taris? You know what? At least it does seem to make things happen. How old is the Republic? 15,000 years? It's stagnant. Every year, ships get a little faster, droids get a little smarter, and people get a little fatter. That's about it for progress. I suspect I'll do just as much grunt labor under them as I do now, but they'll at least shake things up. Even if it means the deaths of innocents? Nobody's innocent once their mother has left the room. That's just my view. True enough. Back to my first questions. What do you have available for purchase? Mostly just standard Zerka provisions and supplies, not enough to keep the locals happy. Have a look. Yeah, it's mostly crap. Powered battle armor? That might be fun. If I was using anyone. You weren't using Jedi robes? Well, I suppose we were using mission. But not now. Don't you believe a word of what that Zerka Corporation said in there? There's always a perfect peaceful solution to conflict. They are just lazy. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Zerka miners have been attacked by sand people, so the company Zerka Corporation wants them killed. They didn't ask you to do it? Sand people aren't animals. I've watched them, and they are intelligent. There must be a way to peacefully stop the attacks. I know it. But no one will try, of course. You can't even leave the city without Zerka approval, and they want the sand people dead. The Zerka said that the sand people attacked first. Well, yes they did. They attacked the Zerka. They deployed numerous giant sand crawlers and started tearing up the desert with iron shovels and whatever else. What would you have done? To the sand people, it must have seemed like an invasion. There were no negotiations for territory or resources. I don't think the killing has been justified, but as a conservationist, I'm hoping someone at least tries to talk this out. What would you suggest then? Communication. If we could just speak to them, but they just don't talk. At least not in any language an average translator can understand. There was even a Jedi here a few years ago that couldn't seem to get through to them. I think that ended in blood too. I'm not saying it would be easy, but someone has to try. Maybe with a real translation droid, not those old protocol scrap heaps walking around. You would have a capable droid. They're pretty rare, even on well-stocked worlds, but I'm sure I heard something about an unusual droid in a shop here in Tatooine. I'm sure I heard Yukalaka say that it could speak a Sand People dialect, although he'd say Rasta's gold to make a sale. With that droid, maybe you could talk to them. I wouldn't survive. Maybe with desert robes as a disguise, someone could get into their enclave. Where would that enclave you mentioned be? What? It's no secret where they are. The attacks get worse the further southwest in the DNC you go. Then people die on both sides. Where would you get robes to match theirs? I suppose you could take them off the Warrior Raiders in the DNC, but there's no way I'd survive anything like that. Plus, you have to explain why you kill the warriors if you're trying to make peace, but I suppose there is no other way. Maybe I'll look into it. Sure, that's what Zerka Corporation keeps saying, and then they just start shooting again. The fighting won't stop until they're all dead. Or until the Zerka leave. One is as likely as the other the way things are going. But what do I know? Okay, so that guy wants us to kill the chieftain, I guess.
I still haven't heard a final figure on how many people died on Terrace.
Well, at least 3. It's a good place to start. You come, you go, we scavenge. You come back, you go, we scavenge. Swoop registration! Oh yeah. Hey, Yukaro. These guys are very loud. What do you want? Do you have for money? I'll pay the hat what I owe as soon as the circuit is back on its feet. No, wait, you don't look like a collector. You're just some kid. Go on, I don't have time for you. I have a few things I want to ask. Spare a moment? If I say no, you'll probably hound me to death. Fine. What do you want? I want to ask about UN racing. There's not much useful you'll get out of me. Yukaro's on the way down. I can't match the young riders. Is this the best place for racing? I better hope so. It's a last stop for me. If I can't get some decent times going, I may as well not leave. I wish I could use the destruction of Terrace as an excuse, but I doubt I would have ever made it back there. Why have racers come here? Old guys like me can't make it on the good tracks, and the new racers come here to try and knock us down even further. I'm still trying to have one last good run, but it just isn't happening. How long have you been at this? Too many years. I've raced on almost every track, and all I've got to show for it is an aging bike. No good memories? Seems a waste. I've got a few trophies stashed, but they don't pay the bills. Yep, I should have quit after the Coruscant Classic. What can you tell me about the other races? Bunch of babies, all of them. Well, except for Zori's. She's got the goods like I never had. Good for her, I guess. If I have to say something good about the new racer, it would be about that Nico kid. He's got a future. What makes you say that? He doesn't fear the track. You get old, he starts to worry about falling or failing. He just lets it all come to him. What do you think about that? Some promoter will use him up and he'll end up in debt like me. It's already happening, I bet. Let's go back to my first questions. I suppose, make it quick. I'm looking for something. Who knows this planet best? I don't know. Go ask some locals. I want to know as little about this Dust Ball as possible. I want to ask. Actually, I have to leave. Goodbye. Yeah, good riddance. Yeah, screw you. Hey, Tortril? Hi there, you waiting for a start on the track? Me too. There's lots of races coming through here now. New street jocks like me don't get much respect. Just takes practice, I guess. It does sound like a fake name. I've got a few things I wanted to ask. Bear a moment? Well, sure, but I don't know much besides the track. You even interested in the soup track? I want to ask about you and racing. Heck, nobody's ever interested in me. I'm the new guy, Tortril. Pleased to meet you. Is this the best place for racing? You're kidding, right? Every race here would rather be someplace else. So this is it for most of us. Terrace blowing up has messed up the swoop circuit. People are just looking for someone to keep their skills sharp. Sounds weird, doesn't it? Worrying about racing when all those people died? Nothing we can do. Why have racers come here? Moda pays for timekeeping and official records. You can race anywhere, but here, if you do good, it actually matters. That's why I stick around. No work, no future. But Tatooine at least has this. My shot. Maybe. How long have you been at this? Not that long. Just this season. I'm getting better. Still too cautious. Good thing I have some pros to learn from. What do you want to learn? How they keep their nerves rest steady, bike maintenance, you know, all of it. I'm not as good as some, but I try. What can you tell me about the other races? You should ask them yourself. I don't feel right speaking for the pros. I'm a new guy to them. It's not my place to talk. I'd be nervous even talking about Nico. He's young like me, but he's practically a prodigy. What makes you say that? Everyone thinks he's the next star of the pro circuit if he signs with the promoter. Mother is really pushing him. Oh, I found a spelling error. Oh no, it wasn't. That's my mind. What do you think about that? I hear that the deal is pretty bad, but I'd take it in a second. I don't need his skill though. Let's get back to my first questions. Sure, I don't think I'll be getting much track time anyway. I have to leave. Goodbye. Race hard, watch for rocks. Good advice.
Nico's the big favorite around here.
The track here isn't the greatest, but we have to practice someplace.
Hey, Zori, Spafka? Yes, is there something you wish? I had a moment or two while others post their times. Is this a racing matter? Perhaps you are interested in taking up the sport? I wanted to ask a few questions if you have the time. I want to be occupied with the track that I can't spare a few minutes. Go ahead. I want to ask about you and racing. My name is Zori Spafka. I suppose I am one of the more experienced racers here. What do you want me to answer? Is this the best place for racing? Perhaps not, but it will do for now. Professional racers like myself travel wherever the purses are highest. It's no secret that one of the most popular tracks was lost on Terrace. Other promoters will need time to organize. In the meantime, we will race at the smaller venues. There is almost a recreational stop for me. Oh, this is almost a recreational stop for me. If this track is so small, why bother? You lose the skills if you don't use them. I could race on any open road, but competition gives the push to get better. Besides, if my present lends a little prestige to the track, maybe we'll get some new races out of it. How long have you been at this? A few years, but I raced under a different name when I was young. My early career was not very spectacular. Why did you change your racing name? It wasn't that big of a deal. I made a jump from one league to another and wanted to shed some baggage. Don't waste much thought on it. It was purely a personal matter. That has no bearing today. What can you tell me about the other races? There are some promising newcomers here. Garm tries hard and I wish him well, but Nico is the one to watch. It's invigorating to watch him discover his skills. I hope he manages to remember why he took up the sport. What makes you say that? The race is not just about speed, it is a business, and we are the product. He must market himself carefully. What do you think about that? It is a necessary side to the sport. We must make some money, or there would be no circuit. Let's go back to my first questions. If you wish, I don't mind answering. I'm looking for something. Who knows this planet best? I must confess that I haven't had much time to learn about this planet. Talk of Taris has seemed more important. Some of the hunters in Faz's Lodge seem like they would know more than I would, but that wouldn't take much. I have to leave. Goodbye. Race's luck be with you. Yeah, I think this guy speaks Galactic.
Go on, leave me alone. I've got stuff to worry about.
Anything I could help you with? What's bugging you?
Racer stuff. Nothing you'd understand. Don't mean to be rude, but it's kind of secret.
I raced on Taris.
Ha! Sure. Race your bike out of that explosion? Everyone knows that the whole planet is gone. Nobody got out. I'm not in the mood for jokes, thanks. I've got things to think about. You wouldn't know anything about it. Deal with that Hut Mata and you will understand. Until then, I just don't want to talk about it.
Okay. Let's try again.
Go on, leave me alone.
I just have some questions.
I don't feel like answering. I wouldn't be much help to you anyway. I just race. Don't know about anything else. Deal with that Hut Mata and you will understand. Until then, I just don't want to talk about it.
Okay. I guess we have to talk to Mata. Who are you? Ah, nobody. What do you want, huh? Handouts? Better get mine, fool. I'm looking for information. Can you help? Not interested in helping, only interested in racing. I got enough beggars through here looking for money. Let's have a look at you. Just a human. Nothing really special. You race? Maybe you own a swoop? I race on Taris. I won a season opener there. Ha, you and 12 other liars. Planet blows up, race records are lost, and now everyone is a champion.
My friend tells the truth. I am a Jedi. Are you going to imply that I am lying as well?
Oh, now you are champions and travel with Jedi? Does the story get bigger with every telling? Okay, enough of the funny stuff. You think you're a racer? You'll be one. You have your own bike? I have my own bike stored on the ship. You got a bike, then you can race. I don't care about experience, so long as you can get out on the track. And if you crash or burn, that's your problem. I just need warm bodies to pad the roster between the pros. It is the matter of a small track maintenance fee. 100 credits. Why not drop the fee? No races means no crowds. Then you don't race. I pay out good money to encourage competition. I need to make it back somehow. Oh, I just like the other option. Well, I suppose you're right, but I'm not dropping out the whole amount. 50 credits, that's it. I'm not interested in this, goodbye. Yeah, you do that. I've got business to work on. Big business. What? You again? Look, are you here to race or aren't you? I don't have time for anything else. What good are you? I have my own bike store. Okay, I can't talk about anything else. I think I actually have to win a race to do this further. Okay, drop the fee. I'll pay. Just ask me when you want to start, and it's a business I need help with if you're serious about promoting racing. What sort of business do you need help with? I make my money off of signing good races. Good ones, not great ones. I want them young and stupid. I've got one. Nico sent me. Great potential. Only started racing a year ago and loves it. He lives for it now.
And? Sounds like you have something special. What do you want help with?
What I want is simple. I want Nico to sign a contract with me, and I want you to convince him. I'll pay well. Why won't he sign? The deal basically says that I fund his bike and repairs, but in return I take a hefty cut of his winnings.
And you're surprised that the boy doesn't want to sign?
He knows it's harsh, but he can't afford to go pro on his own, and he doesn't want to give up racing. I've got him where I want him. I just need you to give him a little push in the right direction. Or a big shove. I think you should give him a better deal. You're not going to pull that typical swoop jockey attitude, are you? This is business, and I know what's best. What do you care whether I make money off the kid or not? He wants to race and you'll get paid. We all win. You want to give Nico a better deal. Of course I could just give him a better deal. Did I say that? Wait, I guess it does make sense. His times have suffered since I made the offer. I mean, swoop jocks are moody. They feel bad, they don't win. Alright, I'll give him a better deal and make it back in the long run, I guess. You, of course, are not getting paid. I trust this is the last I'll have to hear about this matter. Was there anything else? I want to talk about the rewards for racing. I set up a quick 3-tier system so people know where they stand. I pay for the first time to reach each tier. Wild rounds used, like on Manan. Here on Tatooine we do things Marta's way. With Taris gone, there's no circuit governing organization to say I'm wrong. Tier 1 is strictly amateurs, might get a good race out of them now and then, but they aren't going anywhere. Reach Tier 2 and you show promise. You're still fodder for the pros, but you're pretty good. Tier 3, only one of my local guys in that range, Nico. Good chance to go pro if he knows what's good for him. What does each tier pay? Tier 1 is 10 racing bonds. Tier 2, I pay 30 racing bonds. Tier 3, I get 80 racing bonds. You'll agree the amount is fair. I pay each level only once. I'm not here to support you. I only pay to encourage constant improvement. What are racing bonds? Racing bonds are monetary notes I issue so vendors know who my friends are. Any merchant can buy them. Each bond is worth 60 credits, give or take. Depends on the merchant. Are there any pro racers here? There aren't a lot of pro racers anyway with Taris gone. I'm going to try and build up one or two on my own. But I suppose there are a couple of pros here. Some has been and never were types. That sort of thing. So East Bafka is the best of the lot. Outside my local champ, Nico. Most races in the league never stop here. Let's go back to my other questions. Hurry it up, I don't have all day. I'll be back later. Alright, but don't make me regret giving you track access. I need races that race. Okay, well we got a good deal for Nico. That's good.
Oh, hi. You another racer then? I heard someone new was talking to Mata. Always room for more, I guess. Don't know how much longer I'll be around here, but maybe we'll have time for a few races.
I talked to Mata about you.
Did you? I'm not sure that's any of your business. Top racers keep to their own. I don't know you. Maybe if you were better on the track, I might feel like talking about it. Someone who can turn out the fast times might understand.
How long have you been racing?
Just a few years. I used to run down in the canyons, but nobody sees you down there. I wanted crowds.
Are you any good?
I've been told I am. I might go pro. I'm looking at some contracts, but that's between me and Mata.
Where's the best place to get bike upgrades around here?
If there's anything around, it'll be at the Zerka store in their office in the center of town. Stock is scarce on this rock.
How long have you been racing?
Just a few years. I used to run down in the canyons, but nobody sees you down.
What does racing pay?
Mata has some basic incentives for good times, which you probably know, but this is just an amateur track. The pro circuit is where the real credits are, but even that is hurting. I guess a lot of riders were on Taris.
Back to my other questions.
Hurry it up, all right? I have things on my mind.
You know much about Tatooine?
Sorry, I've been here a few years, but only for the racing. Maybe ask over at Faza's club. The hunters get around.
Goodbye.
All right, see you around the track.
Share. Let's do some racing. Jolie!